Hey everyone, it's Alicia Malone. Welcome back to Fandango Indie Movie Guide. It's just 2 weeks until the Oscars, so I am up to one of the biggest categories so far in my predictions, Best Director. And the nominees are Christopher Nolan, Jordan Peele, Greta Gerwig, Paul Thomas Anderson, and Guillermo del Toro. The interesting thing here is all but one of these directors have never been nominated for a Best Director Academy Award before, the one exception being Paul Thomas Anderson. But starting with Christopher Nolan, and yes, it's hard to believe that he's never been nominated before for Best Director, but he has in the screenplay category. But Dunkirk was really a technological masterpiece, and a lot of it came down to the brilliant direction. Nolan had the great idea of using almost a ticking clock throughout the whole film, which made it feel really tense, and it tells 3 different layers of story about the Battle of Dunkirk, using 3 different lengths of time: a week at the beach, a day at the sea, and an hour in the air.
We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing ground. We shall never surrender.
Jordan Peele is now the 5th African American to be nominated for Best Director for his brilliant horror film Get Out, and he also wrote the screenplay, so this film is completely his vision, one that he wanted to make for a long time. It takes a lot of the horror tropes and subverts them, making a very smart movie about this post-racist world, quote unquote.
Chris was just telling me how he felt much more comfortable with my being here. Get out. Sorry, man. Get out! Yo!
And Greta Gerwig is only the 5th woman to ever be nominated for Best Director, and it's such a charming story, a mother-daughter relationship about a young girl who grew up in Sacramento, where Greta Gerwig is also from, but dreams of moving to New York and living a life in the arts.
Lady Bird, is that your given name?
Yeah.
Why is it in quotes?
I gave it to myself. It's given to me by me.
Paul Thomas Anderson, aka PTA, is no stranger to this category, and he's here for Phantom Thread. He's got one of the most brilliant filmographies around, tackling all different genres, and the surprising thing about Phantom Thread for me was how funny it is. Very dark too, and quite surprising. Daniel Day-Lewis is wonderful, as is Vicky Krieps, and I love the cinematography and the fabulous score by Johnny Greenwood.
You can sew almost anything into the garments. Secrets.
And The Shape of Water is Guillermo del Toro's ticket into the Oscars, finally, after such a long career in movies. He is truly a master of the modern-day monster film, with his magical realism / fairy tale / monster melodrama, all somehow working together to be a wonderfully romantic film starring Sally Hawkins and Doug Jones, who often works with Guillermo del Toro, here playing the leading man, the leading fishman.
Cut! Take the game!
These people really represent the best, the brightest, the most established and most original voices working in film today. And I think it'll go to Guillermo del Toro for Shape of Water. He has been winning all the awards thus far in this category. He very much deserves it for this movie and for his career. It is definitely a wonderful achievement and just so beautiful to watch. We'll soon see if I'm correct in this category, but let's go now to what you can see in theatres and at home this weekend. In theatres is a really cute little rom-com called The Boy Downstairs. This is written and directed by Sophie Brooks. It stars Zosha Mamet as a girl who moves back to New York from London, only to find that the apartment she's leased is right above her ex-boyfriend. Awkward!
It's weird. It's kind of like a crazy ex-girlfriend thing to do.
Excuse me? I mean, I didn't know that he lived there. Ow.
Oh my God, are you okay?
I'm fine.
We're gonna get into a cab.
Where'd the blood come from?
This movie is full of charm. The 2 leads have wonderful chemistry, and I love the way that it goes back and forth in time, so you slowly piece together what happened in this relationship. I recommend checking out The Boy Downstairs if you can find it in theaters this weekend.
I thought that if I ended it, that it would be less painful later on, but it wasn't. I think about you all the time.
And if you're staying home this weekend, check out Novitiate on Fandango now, directed by Maggie Betts. This centers on a girl who feels a very strong calling to become a nun, right at the time when the church was trying to banish some of the more extreme forms of punishment for these young nuns in training.
I would like you to use the discipline on yourself.
That's gotta stop.
I don't think you really understand what this will do to us.
This little exquisite drama has beautiful performances from a mainly female cast. It is emotional and it talks a lot about growing up and becoming a woman. You can see Novitiate on Fandango now, right now.
So my question is, what is it that really does still matter?
So, as always, let me know in the comments below who you think will get Best Director. I want to hear your predictions. You can also find me on Twitter at Alicia Malone, and I'll see you next week for the big one, Best Picture. Bye!